Who in their right mind would rob a witch? I figured that I'd search the house from the bottom up. The last place I'd look would be her bedroom. I had my 7-inch switchblade in my pocket, and I figured that would be more than enough to handle an old lady. If she wouldn't tell me where the money was, I wasn't afraid to do what had to be done. I know how that sounds, but, like I said, I was desperate. I wasn't entirely certain what I was looking for. It could have been piles of money, gold coins, or jewels. But I was positive that somewhere in the house was a treasure that would transform my life. The moment I swung the beam of my flashlight around the living room, I knew I would have to change my plan. The rooms on the first floor were so cluttered that I could have searched for a week without being certain I hadn't missed something important. One wall of the living room was covered by shelves packed with books, many written in foreign languages, along with stacks of yellowed paper. On one of the lower shelves were a human skull and scattered bones, some that looked human, and some that seemed like they were from small animals. All around the room were grotesque statues carved from a blood-red stone. 2 huge couches were almost buried beneath more books and papers. By the drawn curtains was a dummy made of heavy wire and shaped like a woman's body. A black jacket was draped across its shoulders. Large paintings hung on the walls in heavy gold frames. The dining room table was set for 8, but there was a thick layer of dust on the plates, and the silverware was tarnished black. I decided that the only answer was to go straight up to the old lady's bedroom and make her tell me where she had hidden the treasure. Suddenly, the huge chandelier turned on, and I was standing there holding a flashlight in a room lit as bright as day. I turned to find the Harpy standing right behind me, wearing a white silk nightgown. She was calm and as cool as frost. Her hair was long and white and thin. I could see the bumps of her skull underneath. Her face was narrow, and she had a mole on one cheek. There really was nothing about her that should have frightened me, but I almost bolted from the house right then. Now I wish I had. Instead, I pulled the switchblade from my pocket and flipped it open. Unless she gave me no choice, I didn't want to do more than scare her, so I kept the blade down low where she could see it. "Hello, John," she said. She knew my name. I raised the knife as though she had just pulled one of her own. "How do you know who I am?" "I know things," she replied. If she was at all afraid of the knife that I held inches away from her, she didn't show it. I hope that one of those things is where you keep your money. Otherwise, this could be a long night for you. "I'm sorry," she replied. "I know what they say in the town, but there is no treasure hidden here. There was, of course, but it's long gone. What's left is hardly enough to maintain this house. I've been selling off pieces from my various collections over the years, but I'm afraid interest in those items is limited to specialists. There's nothing here for you." "I don't believe you," I said. I stepped closer to her and pushed the tip of the blade up against the side of her neck. She seemed completely unconcerned. I pressed the knife more firmly against her neck. Still, she didn't draw back. I might as well have been threatening her with a rolled-up newspaper. "There's nothing here for you," she repeated. "But perhaps I can offer you something else of value." "What do you mean?" I asked, losing my patience. "A deal," she suggested. "What kind of deal?" "Knowledge."